Ganda ng gaganda ng mga ano. The horses are really, you know, looks amazing. Yeah. Where are the others? Look. Ah.
Now, as we get underway with this grand parade on such a beautiful day, I see that right up behind the parade, first of all, we have the hard-working committee, and we should all thank them very much for the work that they've done. And as Andrew rightly said, thank somebody for the weather that was being turned on today. Right up behind them, we have the lovely Clydesdales, and in the Clydesdale section today, the champion Clydesdale, which I think is the one with the two reds and the purple ribbon, is Glenlee Rebecca, ridden by Summer Wilton. And the reserve champion Clydesdale, which is right alongside her, is Ashton Croft Rain, ridden by Kate Smith. Now you'll see a lovely bay pony out there with a blue rug on and a garland round its neck. And that is the supreme champion pony of the show, Uptown Charlie Brown, ridden by Natasha Waddle.
Tapos na yung mga kabayo. Ito yung mga maliliit.
And the reserve, he also was the champion A-ring pony.
Let's call you
And
pony,
the reserve
right?
champion A pony, which are the big ponies,
The Grand
is Kate
Parade
Costello
of,
with Ashton Tall
Temuka,
Tails.
Gearaldine, A&P show at Winchester. Ito yung mga kambing nilang lalaki. Oh my God. Look at the goats. Oh, alpaca is coming.
And the B group ponies, which are the middle-sized ponies, the champion pony there was Chelton Fairy Lights, owned by Sarah Cronin and ridden by Abby Sinclair. Now, as you can see, we're coming through now to the machinery parade, which is going to be followed by a vintage parade. Now, coming into the ring, first of all, we have this big, large class Zerian 4000 tractor, 400 horsepower, and mainly used for mowing and cultivation. This is owned by Kinsman Contracting. And right behind it, the big yellow-orange machine is a Volvo Globetrotter, which is used for carting bales and bulk silage. So by bulk silage, often it's done in bales. Following on behind that, sorry, those two are around the wrong way. So we've got the Globetrotter third and the Case Magnum second. So for all the town people, as you move around the countryside, you'll see a lot of bales sitting out in paddocks. Sometimes they're round and sometimes they look square. So on that truck is a large load of bales. Those are the square variety. Sometimes you see them wrapped in plastic, which means that they're probably not completely dry, they've been wrapped as silage. This is the Japanese Army. Behind that we have a champion, the orange tractor will be the champion Chamberlain.
The Grand Parade of Machineries.
Now just going back to the the Vauxhall Velox, which is followed by the 1910 Blanche, and right behind it, the little Land Rover, is the Mitsubishi Jeep. Looks like it might have been brought into New Zealand in 1976. Then we have the Champion Chamberlain tractor, and that's followed by an Oliver 500, which is the green tractor. Then we move back to the blue one, and that's one of those good old Fordson Power Majors that most of us who farmed have had those in the shed at some time, followed by a more modern Ford, a Ford 654 County. Now, following along with the tractors, over on the far side there, we have a very bright red-orange Massey Harris 101 Junior. And following along behind that, we have another one of those Fordson Super Majors, which were a very versatile, useful and popular tractor over the years. Then we move back to the little red McCormick W6. And following on behind the McCormick W6, we have an orange machine with little front wheels and large back wheels, and a tiny plough on behind, and that's a Army. Then it's followed by the red tractor with the wide front wheels, and that's a Farmall BM. And then towing the traction engine hut, we have a Farmall M. And following on behind the traction engine hut, or as we all commonly call them, the Warry, we have a little ride-on mower, I think we have there, and followed by another Farmall tractor. Then we're back into Kinsman Contracting again.
Kabayan driver nito.
And my notes here tell me that it is probably a Magnum, which is used for heavy cultivation work. Then we have a Zerian 4000, a class, which was new this year, mainly used for mowing and cultivation.
So that's it.
I think the beginning of the parade got out of order with my list, but however, the big truck, the Kinsman truck with the round bales on it, is a Globetrotter, used for carting bales and bulk silage.
Tomorrow.
As I said earlier, when you move around the countryside, you see the big square bales, as we've got over in the southern end of the oval, and then you see the round ones, and these ones have got some wrap on them to protect them, but when you see them with the white plastic, or sometimes it's pink, they're the ones that are wrapped for silage. And following on behind the Kinsman truck, we have another case truck.
So that's it.
And then we have the blue tractor with
dito
the
na lang yung
front on it with the big green hose. Now
Temuka,
that
Gearaldine,
is
ANP show.
a owned by Wilton Agriculture, and that's a
Winchester,
umbilical
okay?
slurry system.
Don't forget,
And I
like
think
and
I stand to be
subscribe.
corrected that that
Bye.
probably cleans out the dairy farm.